to the show with 340 something's ready to go.
Welcome to the Life Around 40 podcast. Tonight we have our traditional hosts, as usual, Taylor, Drew, and myself, Graham. Thanks for joining us for another episode. It's already been a little unhinged before the show started.
It was a dry start, some would say.
Dry start, thank you. I feel like this one might be a little out of hand. So, I guess we'll see how it goes. Are you ready to go, Taylor? Are you ready to do this thing?
I need to type out. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in.
Are you? Are you sure? Okay. Well, Drew, how have you been while Taylor, gets control of himself? So
It's been all right, man. I painted my white wall because
looks nice.
I'm white. The wall was white. The wood was light. It looked like one big blob when I was trying to color grade. So I was like, I need to add a little touch of color somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. I was going to wear my red hoodie for this show tonight just because it's kind of chilly. And I remember you guys talking extensively about how red it made me look.
It did.
Because of the color grading. So I went ahead and went with the nice.
I'm telling you,
I take umbrage
blue.
with the whole extensively. I think we mentioned it for like all 20 seconds there.
It felt awful extensive. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, whatever. Just because
You
20 seconds is a long time for you doesn't mean...
It is.
Ta-da!
I'm trying to avoid those. So I'm trying to get better at avoiding those. So, all right, Taylor, anything new for you? Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready. But well, I mean, it's been a fairly busy week so far. I texted you guys yesterday, but my father had to go to the hospital, and I had been dealing with that for a little bit. So, but all together seems to be as okay as he can be, which probably isn't very okay, but it's life and such. But other than that, I've just been getting prepared for Saturday, because Saturday we got that one shot and stuff. So
I have to go buy the ingredients for the food I'm going to bring.
Exciting.
I know one thing for sure. It's going to be that caramel pumpkin dump cake I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. It's very tasty. It's like a dessert. And I don't know that I want to go through the whole rigmarole of making Chex Mix, so I might do something a little lower key.
That's fine. I was considering having just like a harvest thing of like popcorn, pumpkin seeds, and dried cranberries.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a kind of thing. So.
If you want to make it real special, get some candy corn and mix it with salty peanuts. It is actually really good.
I like
my
candy
sister-in-law.
corn.
My sister-in-law had some of that out. She'll have it out during fall, and it's very tasty.
Candy corn, salty peanuts. I'll make a note of that.
Yes, the saltiness offsets the super sugary sweetness of the candy corn. It works very well. So
Okay.
I don't like candy corn.
you might like it with the peanuts because, like I said, it does cut down a little on the sugar.
It might. I really don't like a lot of candy. I'm fat for way other reasons. So Italian food and alcohol, basically.
Yeah, lasagna
So
is your
two other
favorite food.
reasons. Oh, it's right up.
You
there,
like
man.
Garfield. You hate Mondays and you love lasagna.
I could live with that. On another note, besides me painting, I got a new color grading software called Cinedream, made by I think a guy named Denver Riddle and his crew at Color Grading Central, and holy crap, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome, very nice.
For a dumb colorist like myself who is not very good at it, it definitely makes it a lot more fun and quick. And that's what I like, is I could get through a scene in like 2-3 minutes now as opposed to 10 minutes, and it looks really good. So
it's pretty wild how much that's like its almost own job skill set. Like it could be its own job as being a colorist.
It is.
Like how much goes into it. So,
yeah, you're literally called a colorist.
Colorist, yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's like audio engineers and stuff. Those guys blow me away too. That's how they can do that. Just working on some of the stuff for this and DaVinci, it was so far over my head. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So
Yeah.
But-
And as mostly deaf, I can never be an audio engineer, so I literally just have to rely on seeing things clipping or not clipping.
yeah, watching the what is it? This is it the sine wave they call it?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I've never
The
dug
audio
into
file,
it.
Is it spiking real bad? Okay, we can.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a little high. So, well, it's been business as usual around here. Girls doing cheer still, just work stuff. Kind of getting ready for Taylor's one shot. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for what it's going to be. I've also,
Before.
well, it's
The
not so
train
much
wreck.
that. I'm going to try to do a British, like a World War One British officer's accent throughout it because of my character, and it's going to be horrible. It's going to be god awful, terrible.
Can I get a
But-
sample of that right now? Just a little sample.
Oh, you want me to hear? I'll take off my headphones so
Yeah,
I don't get.
take 'em
No,
off.
you're
'Cause
fine.
I
You
want,
can-
no. I don't know. I want to hear it
Yes.
in the moment.
Oh,
so.
in the moment.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Well then, jolly
Give it
old
to
chap.
me.
Hey, what? Come on then, to the front line.
Yep. I'm always that excited when I'm being shot.
You're good, Taylor.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be
can't wait.
awful. It's going to be god awful.
I love
Was
it.
it, good?
So-
Was it good?
I would call it an 8 out
Horrible.
of 10. He sounded kind of like... I'm going to go with the homosexual comedian who came from Britain.
Oh, is it? Are you talking about a specific person?
No,
Or you
I
just-
don't know any.
Oh, just
he
a
just,
just
he
a-
just
a
he had a little
stereotype.
daintiness in there. Yeah, a little daintiness in there. But he's
Yes,
very
yes.
happy about it. Very happy about it.
Oh,
Well, hopefully I don't
excited-
come off as that
I'm
gay
excited
during
for
it,
you
but-
guys. I'm excited for you guys.
So yeah, it's. Well, the good news is the only other person I know at this thing is Taylor, and so
I don't think you have any interest in getting to know.
I am not worried about making an ass of myself in the
say,
slightest bit.
This is
So-
not for a child. So
Well, isn't she like 14 or 15?
15. So it's
Yeah,
both
and I'm
for
not going to
her-
be inappropriate.
Yeah. It's both for her and her dad,
she
who's my
is
coworker.
nearly a third my age. That makes me feel so old.
Old. Yeah, absolutely. Trust me.
Well, because you guys don't have, because I have 5 siblings, right? And the youngest one, she's 23 now, I think, to me. So there's like a 16 year gap. So
Yeah, my youngest sibling is, I think, she's early 30s now,
yeah,
or
so-
right around 30.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a gap, but not a super large one.
I was talking about my cousin today. I was like, yeah, my cousin's in college. He plays volleyball. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really old. I have family still in college.
Yeah, my kids are 3 or 4 years away from the girl that's going to be there at this thing, which is crazy to think about. So
Is-
only a couple years away there. No,
I just think she'll be driving soon. Well, they'll both be driving. They'll be driving soon.
Trust me, it's
blood
the
pressure
the dual getting licenses, the dual prom, all of that. So I've already told them they're gonna have to
Oh,
share a
man.
car. So we can't afford 2 cars. They're gonna have to share a car. They're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, so what month are your daughter's birthdays?
May. Yeah, May.
May. So
30th.
yeah, we're 2 months apart. Our oldest, so your kids and my oldest are 2 months apart.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I still remember the dinner that you, me, Jared, we went to. I think it was a Widow Charlie or something, and all the women are just hanging out. Freaking 6 adults and 4 kids in bellies at the tables. Like, hell yeah.
It was pretty wild.
It was a good time.
But that's been about it. So if there's nothing else, I say we can go ahead and move into
Let's
our
kick it.
topic of the week. I kind of
Drum
want like
roll.
a cool sound effect right there, like topic of the week.
Get yourself a soundboard then, jerk.
I can't afford a soundboard. Are you kidding me?
Well, then
I'll tell you what.
Stream Deck.
I'm
No, thank you.
going to play with Audacity. It'll be top of the week, guys. Top of the week.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's going to go exactly the way I don't want it to. Imagine that. Top of the week. All right. So, topic of the week is mine this week, and my topic is going to be how your viewpoint and your goals and your definition of success have changed since you were younger. So, like from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s, and how that's kind of evolved or matured as you've gotten older. So, like for me, when I was, around 20 or so, you're kind of getting into the job force, or maybe you're still in college potentially. And a lot of it was like, I'm going to make a bunch of money, and someday I'm going to be a manager, or I'm going to be, a VP of a company or something like that. And as I got older, it became less and less about money or status or things of that nature. As I got a little older and realized I'm not cut out to be a manager, and after working in the industry for so long, I don't want to manage anybody. Then having kids, where your priorities change, to as I've gotten older now and my kids are growing up, it's become more about not so much my status in life or the amount of money. I want to have, like, when it comes to wealth and money, I want to have enough to take care of what I have currently and be comfortable, but also have enough money that I can help people out, friends, family, if they need help financially somewhere, where I can kind of step up to the plate and be somebody that can give them a hand. And a lot of it's turned more into, I guess the best way I want to phrase it is leaving a legacy. And leaving a legacy in the sense of, how are my kids going to remember me? How are my potential grandkids going to remember me? The kids of my friends, how are they going to remember me? That kind of stuff. So, and a lot of it's turned to that. And also, am I supporting the people around me enough? Am I giving good enough advice? Am I sharing wisdom with the people around me and trying to enrich other people? So that way we're kind of the saying, iron sharpens iron. So a lot of it's evolved into more of what I'm going to leave behind and how I'm perceived by the people I love a lot. So I was talking to another guy about this a while ago, and it was kind of crazy when he asked me, he was like, well, what are your goals and how do you define success now? And it was crazy just to think how much my answers have changed since I was younger and, less mature, and just to see where my priorities have gone and shifted. So I just kind of curious how that worked for you guys.
I mean, so I'm a manager, and times it's awful. But, I would say I always had pretty realistic goals for me. Like, early days, I did want to be a pro golfer. I mean, who didn't want to be? And then I discovered that that's a lot of work, and kind of shifted gears. And then I just kind of wanted a good, stable job, which I've had for the last 20 years of my life. I wanted a motorcycle. I did that for a while, and I wanted kids. I got those little punks, and I sold the motorcycle because of it.
Yeah.
I used to want to be an operations manager, like the next tier up. To hell with that job. Those poor bastards. Their phone never stops, man.
Yeah.
Mine at least has quiet periods. But I mean, kind of like you, I want to be comfortable. I don't need to be rich. I feel like I'm getting close to that one. And on a personal goal, I like to carve just a little bit of niche time out for me. Other than that, I really enjoy spending time with the fam. And I'm really glad the weather's breaking so we could actually go outside and not want to, get back in the AC within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Melting into a puddle.
Yeah.
Yes, it's awful. But, I mean, I've always had realistic goals, I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to have a Lamborghini. I don't think I'd be comfortable in one anyways.
I guess here's a good question for you. If you were, let's say on your deathbed, what are the metrics that you would define your life as successful?
A wife that I think is happy. You know, women
Yeah,
that
that's a
are
big one.
Women can be deceitful. You got to watch it.
We just don't know how to communicate with them. I found
Yeah,
that's a lot of it is we don't communicate in the same ways.
But
So
no, I mean
that's the biggest thing.
I feel like, and it'd be great. I feel like I'd have family, my wife and kids. I'd have friends probably at my bedside waiting for me just to hurry the hell up and get it over with.
I'll smother you with the pillow. That's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I'll be your Atticus Finch. I'll shoot you down.
He'll stab you with his knife.
At this point, the only regret I'd go down with is probably not having my hole-in-one in golf.
Well, we can't say. You still have time. You'll get there.
I hope.
Speaking of, I saw a thing post the other day. A 12-year-old got one.
I saw.
So,
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's so frustrating. It's like, oh, it took my son out for, he's 12 years old. He's been golfing for 2 years. Got his first hole-in-one today. It's like, go to hell. Just go to hell.
Eat shit, kid. Stub your toe. in the most positive way possible.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So.
Kid doesn't even understand what he's done. I've been swinging golf
for
clubs
sure. No
for
one
30
he's not going to
years.
appreciate that.
30 years, I can't get one in there. They've flown in and come out.
Not this
Stupid
kid.
ass game. Stupid ass
Right
game.
in. Right in.
His balls haven't even descended yet. Let's be real.
Well, that ball descended, so.
Oh, no.
All right, Taylor, how about you?
Yeah, this is actually, you commented about my top three, giving you some thought. This one's given me some trouble as well, because when I was younger, how I was in high school and stuff, I had been doing a lot of writing. And actually, when you come over Saturday, you can see I still have that good old manuscript from stuff that I wrote in high school. But I had shelved that. That was something that in high school I wanted to do was writing and stuff. But I had shelved that after being in college for a little bit because I got really, really annoyed and agitated with how creative writing was. It just felt really pompous, and everybody was kind of up their own ass. And I was just kind of like, I don't like this. This isn't. Maybe this was me being the hipster of hipsters going and rejecting that sort of thing, but I just didn't like that. And so a goal that I did, I kind of just discarded that goal in a way. And then I was like, you know what? I want to go to Japan. Got to go to Japan. Okay. And I went there twice, 2 separate times to study, once for a month, and then I stayed an extra month, and then I went again for 10 months. And I had a absolutely dreadful time for part of that 10 months. It was just really, really bad. But I came back and I had, I was like, okay, that wasn't the greatest, but there was certain situation about it, and I was just like, I lovingly call it my potato and green pepper arc because I ate potatoes and green peppers for like 2.5 months. Went kind of crazy. Yeah, sort of stuck. So I was dating an exchange student. Graham met her, Aya. So I don't think Drew. He might have. I don't know if you did or not. Okay.
I don't recall.
Yeah, I mean it would have been. I think it was just the one New Year's thing.
It was a lifetime ago.
Eons and eons ago. I mean, it is. But anyways, we'd been dating. However, she came back. She came from across the other side of the planet to be like, hey, we're breaking up. So, I mean, that says something.
Sort of.
I mean, that says something about me if you're willing to, actually be like, hey, yeah, we're going to break up. But it was a gut punch. And I was just like, okay, well, that doesn't change my aim to go and work to Japan. But the thing was that she was just like, I can't trust that you can get back to Japan. Which to me, that is That's one hell of a gut punch, right? It's like
Yeah.
here's somebody who loves you is like, yeah, I don't have faith enough that you can actually do this, and it's like, okay, I have some choice words.
Toodles.
I'll just stick to yeah, toodles. No, I'm gonna do it anyways. So you know how obstinate, how stubborn I can be on things. Well,
Like, oh, I'm getting
so-
back now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that just kind of just sort of lit a fire on me to do that, and I was lucky enough to have that, so I got that opportunity, and so I was there. I'm working there, and then I kind of got content, and then I was just the stupidest thing. I'm taking a walk after I had torn a ligament, or at least partially torn a ligament in my foot, playing soccer with the kids. I was rehabilitating it and walking around at night, and I see a shooting star, and it's like, I can't think of a wish. I always had some sort of wish. Oh, I wanted to be a brain surgeon as a kid. Oh, I wanted to do this. Oh, I wanted to write books. Oh, I wanted to do yada yada yada. And I looked at the thing and I was like, I don't have a wish. What is wrong with me? And so it's actually what kind of led me coming back is like, I want to write. I want to get the right.
Yeah.
So come back, self-publishing some books, continue that. So like that's every kind of step of the way I've at least had some sort of success achieving some sort of dream, a goal that I've had. And in one hand it's really nice, and in another hand it's kind of like, it's like, what's the, I can't remember what the movie is, but there's a quote about like I think it's from the Dark Knight, about being a dog and chasing cars. You don't know what you do once you finally get one.
Dark
Yeah,
Knight.
once you finally get one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard because you get it, and then it's like, what do you do then? Okay, do you have any other goals? Like, yeah, it's you have to reset, reevaluate, and it's a climb in itself, and so it's as I have nearing the let's say the back third of my years. I don't see myself getting past 60, but you never know. It's kind of like what you're asking with Drew about, what would you see as a success is, for myself, would be continuing writing, and the people in my life, whether they are friends or even just like coworkers, family or whatnot, I would just hope that whatever they have to say about me after I'm gone is endearing, or just pleasant words, and maybe sometimes a little bit more like you schmuck sort of thing, but hopefully that they have kind memories and warm words to share about me, because I think at least how I try to live is that I try to live in a way that you know where I stand with you, and hopefully you've expressed how you stand with me, kind of thing. So it's like, I kind of figure I'll just blank out of existence, and then you be like, oh, he was a good guy. The end. So.
Yeah.
I kind of want one person to show up and be like, finally gone. Just, just that one person.
Hire a couple goons to show up and be like, we'll miss you, boss. And nobody knows, like, what the
I do love the idea of like your rival sitting in the back row, like, excellent.
Did
Finally
anybody
got
see? Did anybody see the video? I think the guy was in Scotland or Ireland. As he's being lowered into the ground, he's got a voice box going, "Hey, knock, knock, knock. What's going on?
Oh
Am
my
I
God.
dead?" And he just starts singing and shit, and like everybody's. And then this guy,
Oh, yeah.
legend going into the ground, man.
what was it? Sega Rally Racing had the game over, yeah. Have that going as your.
That's you guys ever listen to the comedian Nick Swardson?
Oh yeah.
He had a bit years ago where he talked about his funeral. He wants a closed casket, but then suddenly the casket opens and it's empty. And people are like, what's going on? And then he's going to drop down from the ceiling on strings, like fly over him. He's like, I'm going to have like music playing and a light show going, and I'm going to be like, flying over the crowd on strings. I'm like, yeah, that's a good one.
I
That'd
do
be
want to
awesome.
I want to be cremated just because I don't need to take up any more space than I have already.
So it's funny you mentioned that because Brittany and I have had this discussion a few times. On my mom's side of the family, most of our family members have been buried. On my dad's, several have been cremated, including my dad. So I've asked her several times, like, well, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? And she's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, I'm going to do whatever you want, whatever you're going to do, because I plan on us being together there at some point. So if you want to be buried, I'll be buried with you. If you want to be cremated, I'll be cremated as well, and somebody can put us somewhere or something, whatever. So it's kind of weird to even have those conversations, and I feel like we're maybe a little early on it, but
Never.
yeah.
Never. Dude, like, the earth is going to be full of dead people if we just keep burying everybody. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We all take up too much space, so I just don't need it. I think at one point my wife was like, well, where would I come to see? I was like, I'm not in that ground. It's just the husk.
In your heart.
It's just the husk, man. I don't want to waste time. I wouldn't want to waste time to go see me in the hole. Like, you're just staring at a rock that has my freaking name on it. Who cares?
You're like, you just walk out to the living room, honey. It's pretty easy. I'm right there on the shelf. I'm right there.
Well, so, no, there's specific orders. She's to take Putter, which we'll get into that later.
Yep.
And she's to take me, put the box together, shake it up, and then just wherever you need us. Just chuck us out there.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll
Course,
just...
woods,
I wonder if I can
care.
get Brittany to just throw my body into Alum Creek.
The whole body?
Just toss it in there.
It's like
After the funeral, just take me out of the casket and throw me in the creek. It'll be fine.
Could I, tie you up in a white sheet with some duct tape and then roll you in?
No, I want to be, like, in my outfit, just limbs flopping around, just thrown in. Well, rigor mortis would have set in by then. So just throw the stiff board of my body in.
Could I give you the concrete shoes?
Dude, I'm dead. You can do whatever the hell you want. Well,
Yes!
there's certain things you cannot do. But everything but that you can do. I don't care.
Oh man,
Just
Taylor,
defile the body appropriately.
No. Yeah.
You could. We'll set up a whole thing. You get to swim with the fishes and just.
Oh, God.
Water only be 4 feet deep. His head's still sitting there.
Final episode of Life Around 40 podcast. Just video of me, you guys doing the scene and throwing me in.
Oh Lord! I've talked with my dad about that. He wanted to do the down in, I think it's one of the universities of Tennessee, of donating body to have it be taken over by like mushrooms and stuff like that. And
You can also donate it to the FBI, and they'll use it the facility they call the ranch, where they do all like their field training and stuff. And they also do like body composition, decomposition, like testing and stuff like that. So yeah, you can donate it to that.
that's probably how I'd want to be. Kind of like Diogenes there. Throw my body to the dogs. Let the dogs have it. Cause
I'll just donate mine to the military, and then they can do it. They can strap it to a bomb. They can do whatever the hell they want with it. I'm not using it anymore. I don't care. So you have to send the video of it to my arch nemesis, so they can get
Do
some.
you have
glee
one
out of
yet?
it. Everybody has an arch nemesis. You just might not have met him yet. So.
See, just because it's yourself, that's
true. Yeah.
the innermost.
If I have any nemesis, it's one of those bastards in the school parking line to get your kids. You got those people that try to cheat in and cut half the people off every day.
Oh God,
so just wasting an extra 10 minutes to get your bitch ass back in line.
Yep. I used to deal with that when I would pick them up from their elementary school. I hated it. And I wanted to kill
My wife
someone
didn't
in
work
that
there.
Wait line.
If my wife didn't work there, oh my God, I'd make such an ass of myself.
It's hard, isn't it? Because Brittany works
is.
at their school too, and it's like my hands are tied on a lot of stuff because I don't want to get her in trouble. It's frustrating.
Yes, it is.
But doesn't it just make you a better person, though?
No.
I don't care. I could care less.
Yeah.
Look, when I said
Obviously
I
it
want
doesn't,
my
because it just makes you angry.
when I said I want my legacy is to be like remembered fondly, it's by people that I care about. I don't care about any of those people. They can think whatever the hell they want about me. I don't care. I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
them, and I don't care about them.
That's
So,
the healthy way to go about it. It's not about but in the same doesn't that teach you to be a little bit more patient,
no,
graceful towards anybody else? No.
no, it just exacerbates the issue. So,
Yep.
all right then. I feel like we covered this one pretty good. Let's go ahead and move to Throwback Corner.
Throwback Corner. So I wanted to have a good light one, especially this week. And I just want to talk about pets we've had growing up. I don't care if it's a couple of pets or, but maybe a cousin's pet that you like, bastard had a cool pet and I didn't. But I'll talk about my most endearing pet.
Well, hold on, real quick. So you
What?
want a light topic, and we're going to talk about dead animals.
That's light. They're animals. Shit. They're
That's
not
what
people.
Let's talk about something light.
They're
Let's
all
talk about
dead.
something.
Unless you
Let's
have
talk
a
about-
fucking parrot, they're dead. Okay?
Let's talk about the horrible trauma we've all experienced losing childhood pets. This
Graham,
is a super
you're-
light topic.
No, Graham, your pet's at the farm. Don't worry. He's at the farm.
Yeah, he's still living. He's doing great. So hopefully it's not the
Supported.
FBI or CIA farm, and we're
It's a
we're good.
30-year-old dog,
Yeah.
But I mean, my best dog, and no offense, Oliver, wherever the hell you are, Putter. Graham, you knew Putter well.
Oh, Putter.
The greatest dog that there ever was. He lived to the ripe age of 16. And just, you ever just have a pet like you could communicate just by, like, one of them meant let's go get a beer, and he enjoyed a good Bud Light Lime with the rest of them.
Oh,
He was old enough to drink in dog years, so we had a good time.
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but just a great dog. He had some bad years where he had severe separation anxiety issues, and he would shit and destroy my house almost every day. What an a-hole, man! But God, I love that dog. But yeah, there was Putter. Just a great dog.
He was a good dog. He was a very good dog. So I like Putter a lot.
Yeah,
And
good on road trips.
Just to give you credit, what a great name for a dog too. That is
Jared
a
named
great
him.
name. Oh, Jared named him. That
So,
makes sense. Okay.
We were coming home from school or something, and we see two dogs. One very small, just a couple weeks old, stuck in a snowdrift in a ditch between our houses. And I was like, Jared, go get me the dogs. And the one took off like a bat out of hell. So I'm like, give me the dog, man. So he brings in the cutest little brown fella you'd ever seen in your life. And I was like, oh my God. And so we put him in the back of my Explorer, and he pissed on my golf clubs. And that's how Jared named him Putter.
That's good.
That
is a great name for a
that
dog.
he peed on.
Yeah, that is a
So-
great name actually. The Putter is a great name for a dog.
Jared, shout out to you, my friend. Great
Yeah.
name.
That is a great name.
Yeah, I remember. I knew my parents would say no. Like hell no. I mean, we were in high school, for God's sakes. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hang out at Jared's until it's like 9:30 at night in winter and just go home with this adorable puppy. And they're like, so I did. So I go home and they're like, oh hell no, hell no. I was like, you want me to just throw him out in the snow? He's gonna die. I come home from school the next day. Mom's got leashes, collars, bulls, toys. I'm like, he's
Oh,
in. He's in.
Oh, yeah. It's like
Now, to this, go ahead.
it's like the meme of like the dad saying, "No, I don't want the animal," and then the animal's like the dad's best friend. After
Yeah.
like a couple months or whatever.
To this
So-
day, my dad thinks I bought that dog or got him from a shelter. I'm like, Dad,
Oh, really?
I don't live with you anymore. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I found him in a ditch, man. I don't know what you want me to say. He's a ditch dog.
Yeah.
So it's what he is.
You got to be careful with some of those like swap. Like we got one dog at a swap meet, and pretty cheap. I mean, it wasn't super cheap, but it was pretty cheap for a dog. And like we were taking her home, and an hour later, we took her out to go to the bathroom, and her poop was almost completely worms. And I was like, oh, we took her like right then to the emergency vet and got her treated and everything. We were like, never again. So our animals, for the most part, they've been through from shelters. Well, our cats are from our neighbor. They're our neighbor's cats. They had kittens. So
found them in a ditch. I really didn't have a say in the matter. I could have left him.
For sure.
He probably would have died. Now my new dog Oliver, I got him from a rescue shelter.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing with dogs. I've never cared to have like people go out and pay a lot of money for a certain breed or whatever. I'm like, I just want a nice dog. I don't care what it is. I don't like the really small yappy dogs, but other than that, and I don't want a real big dog because we just don't have room in our house. So, and our yard's not big enough for that.
Yeah, I'd like a big dog, but I'm in an apartment, so it's like I can't do that.
No.
Poor thing.
Get a sugar glider. You need a sugar glider, my friend.
Sugar
glider.
You could put that dude in your pocket and go to work with him. He could be on the little rides and shit with you.
I ain't a fan of tiny dogs.
It's a sugar glider.
Yeah,
it's like a little flying. It's a flying chipmunk, essentially.
Oh, okay. I don't know breeds for dogs very well. Outside.
It's a rodent.
I get that, but I'm saying I don't. I have no idea what you're saying. So it's
but
just
they're
like,
so
okay.
adorable.
Yeah, but
I don't have enough room for a capybara. You get yourself a capybara if you wanted.
That'd be a dope pet right there. You just tell everybody too. I'm walking my dog.
I want a husky. That's what I'd really want a husky.
Oh, those are pretty dogs.
I love huskies, but I working and not being home and then being in an apartment, I couldn't do that to the poor thing.
No, I get it.
You could get a sugar glider and name it Husky.
Oh, absolutely not.
That's true. That is, well, he's not wrong. You could do that.
I could do a lot of
but he's not going to.
I'm not going to. Exactly. So, I guess me for some pets?
Yeah,
sure.
Go for it, bud.
Oh, okay. I had parakeets. Well, they weren't mine, but they were I think they were parakeets. When I was a kid, when we first moved to Sunbury, so I was about like 4, 5, 6 years old. They ended up passing away, but I don't remember from what. But I remember waking up and they had died. That's, and then we had 2 cats. They were like pitch black, except for they had like a patch of white fur.
Oh yeah.
One, referencing something pre-recording. I had named her Nermal because I was a fan of Garfield as a kid, and so one was named Nermal, and she, tiny little thing. And then we had this same. A couple years later, we gotten a similar cat, and he was a chunky boy, and his name was Fred.
Fred.
And
Fred the obese cat.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that is totally a fat cat name for sure.
Right. Fortunately, when we moved from Sunbury to Columbus, we had to give up the cats, and my mom gave them to one of her friends. And I guess Fred stuck around, but Nermal had ran off shortly after getting there and then got like hit by a car or something a couple weeks after. But the woman had lied and said for like months, oh yeah, Nermal and Fred are fine.
Doing great, yeah.
She's at the farm, don't worry.
At the farm. Oh yeah. And it wasn't until afterwards we'd heard about that. And then we had I can't remember the mix, but it was a chow and I can't remember the mix of it, but a chow mix of a dog, Chica, and she was a good dog. So there's another one that I could mention, but that one's a little bit more of a sad tale. I don't know if I really want to.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a tale that you've never heard before. So,
oh no,
on a pet that my cousin had, I come back to this at least a couple times a year. My cousin had a mouse, which I thought was a dope pet, right? I was like, oh man, a mouse? Cool. They're rodents. You don't want a mouse. However, I thought it was cool. I had hamsters. He had a mouse. Like, that's great. Mouse got out of the cage. They're crafty little buggers. So I'm sitting down with my aunt. Michael's still, like, coming out of class or something stupid. I don't remember. It was, 30 plus years ago probably. And we see the mouse just darting it. It goes under the couch. He's like, oh, Drew, there's a little mouse. Help me move the couch to get him. First off, two people moving a couch and you think you're just I'm going to move the couch and catch a little mouse. Probably
He's going to be
stupid
sitting
plan,
there.
right?
Yeah, he's going to just be hanging out.
Hey guys, you caught me. You know.
Ooh, got me.
So, but yeah, we're going to move this couch. And let me tell you, the sheer grit and determination this little bugger had to not get caught. Horrible. So, we're moving the couch. And apparently, either his fur or something had gotten stuck in a pinch point on the couch. And he held on to the carpet for all his little life, and we skinned that bastard alive.
Oh my god.
We pull the couch, and there's just this little pink blood thing. And we both start crying. What the hell's going on? Oh my god! So, she did the best thing she could, and that was like hit it really hard with something.
Yeah, you just kill it. Yeah,
Just
right
was
away.
just-
out of your misery.
Oh my god, the horror that I saw at that age of like 10 years old, seeing this squirming skin. I mean, how the hell do you hang on to the carpet that hard, man? Like, let go.
Oh,
Shit. Poor little bastard.
I have an
rough.
unfortunate mouse story. Well,
Yes.
it ends unfortunately, but the story itself isn't too bad. So when I worked at Siemens, there was two other guys I worked with. We were always pulling pranks on each other all the time, which
Oh, yeah.
we did too. It was all the time. And we had a thing going where we were trying to see how much trash you could smash into the gas cap cover and like the gas ruin plug and the hinge cover. How much trash you could cram into one of those and close it. So when the guy went to open it next time at the gas station, all the trash fell all over the ground. And it just escalated and escalated and escalated. And one day I was on a job site, wasn't even at the office. We were usually doing it to each other at the office. And I go outside to my work truck, and there's electrical tape taping it shut. And I'm like, well, that doesn't look good. I went over and I pulled the tape off, opened the gas cap, and they had gone to the pet store. And those little white mice they sell for like snakes and stuff to feed to snakes? They had crammed one of those things in there. Didn't cram it. Like, it had plenty of room to move around, but it was trapped in there. And it scared the shit out of me. I'll be honest. I was like, whoa, jeez. Finally was able to wrangle the little dude. And by the time I was getting it wrangled up, they come pulling around the corner, just dying, just absolutely losing it. And I was like, no, it wasn't them. I put it in a container. That's right. They didn't come around the corner. It was later on that they were dying. I put it in a container, took it back to the office, and one of the guys, I was like, what do I do with this mouse? I was like, I don't have any use for this mouse at all. I don't want to just kill it. And one of the other technicians was like, I got a snake at home, I'll take it. I'm like, all right. Funny story. Tragic end for that mouse because it died.
Could not
just-
escape
on.
the snake.
You just
And
couldn't.
then it was
Let it
later
go
on they
into
were
the
laughing
woods?
at me. That's what it was. Oh, you think it's going to live in the woods? No, it's not
I'd say,
made for that.
But at least it'd have like an ounce of freedom before it died.
Well, I mean, I guess you consider in my gas cap freedom.
I'm going to say no.
Look,
No, he had an
I've
unfortunate
known you-
life.
I've known you for a long time. There was nothing positive about the way you kept your work vehicle.
No, you're absolutely right. It was awful. It was terribly disgusting at all
Oh,
times.
It,
no.
it was possibly a hazardous area that humans
It
should not
was
have
for
been in.
sure. I
Not
really,
quite
I should have gotten.
biohazard, just hazard.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I think I
yeah,
should have gotten
thank you,
hazard pay.
biohazard.
So
I mean, Taylor, you've seen the show Hoarders, right?
Yeah. Well, my mom lived that, so I know.
That was
Mom.
Graham's car. Like that was his work.
I've always been a car hoarder, but it's gotten a lot better. My car's not like
It
that
has.
anymore.
No, it really has.
There's
you've grown.
some trash on the floor at the passenger side that I need to clean up, but it's nothing crazy. It's like 1 or 2 cups from a fast food restaurant, maybe a fast food bag. But it used to be like, it was car hoarders.
I
was
once
awful.
met Graham at it was either his nana's house or his aunt's house, and he was going to take his wife home. I think you were married at the time. He was going to take her home, and she's like, I can't even get in. I was like, I'll take.
No, we had to be dating, I think, at that time. So
I was like, I got
it was
you.
mostly because I think by the time we got married, I was pretty much broken to that habit. Well, except for my work truck. My private vehicles were not like that anymore, but my work trucks were still pretty bad.
Yeah.
So No,
I mean, it is a work car. I get it. It's not as important, but damn.
Yeah, it was rough. I have no excuse. So luckily, I learned from that and grew out of that. So, all right, Taylor, got any more pets?
So I will have a sad one here, but it's one that I honestly don't have memory of.
Okay.
Well, so I was a wee lad, and down in Texas, we had a dog. I believe the dog's name was Teddy. I actually have a picture of him in my. I'll point it out to you on Saturday, but I got a collage of pictures of me and stuff as a kid. And there's one of them has this dog, and from what my parents said, I love this dog dearly. However, when we moved up to Sunbury, we were visiting my grandparents. Just had a farm and stuff right outside of Sunbury, and we were playing. And I think some of the cousins were around or something from what they'd said. However, we got close to the road, and I guess somebody in front of all of us drove off the road to hit this dog, and just kind of sped off. And
Are you serious?
yes, so
Sick
you know,
bastard.
well, yeah, and it's just kind of a. So I would have been like 5 or something at the time, because I don't remember this at all. So it's something horrific enough that my brain, it's like, no, you don't need
Deleted
to
it
remember this.
out.
You don't need to remember this at all, kids.
That's people suck, man. That's the takeaway from this story is that people suck.
I think
Get
like
a dog, people. People suck.
I think like if somebody catches you doing that, and you get like arrested for it, the punishment for that should be they take you back to the pet owner's house, and that person is allowed to beat you for like 10 minutes.
Could I
Just
hit
like, here
them
he
with
is for
their
10
own
minutes.
car?
Well, that might kill them though. I want them to remember the beating and have to live with it.
That's the chance they took.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, wouldn't just beating the guy with a tire iron for like 10 minutes do it? I mean,
If he's
as
still
long as you
alive
don't hit it
after
in the
10
head,
minutes, I
you
haven't
don't.
done my
You
job.
just keep it below the head is all.
I don't care if it's just a
You
fucking
shatter his legs. You
Yeah.
shatter his legs.
If he's still alive after 10 minutes, I haven't done my job.
Yeah.
Not with the tire iron.
Yeah, you could probably do it.
My
with that,
grandfather
too.
from the grave would be coming back, berating me. What are you doing?
Finish him
Here,
off.
I'll
Let's
take
go.
care of
Finish him.
I mean, he is the
Flawless
man that fought
victory.
40 gypsies. So
I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome.
That's-
I was.
what a great inside joke.
I was. Yeah, I could. It's. My dad was telling me some stuff about my grandfather that I wasn't aware of on Monday night and stuff.
Let's
and that
let's
was one
save
of
this story for another night.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to go over too much, and that's a good
No, that's-
story, and I want to make sure everything's on the show.
Nice.
So we got to save that. We might have to just do a segment of Taylor's grandfather's stories because they're pretty damn good.
Ooh, that'd be a good
So
one.
they're fun. That's that picture he shared with us, that little kid. That's him, and the one that used to run around with like street gangs in like Atlanta or something in like the
Yeah,
30s.
Well, hey,
Pretty
no,
wild.
he was no. It was. I think he was born in 45.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
War era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He missed World War II and Vietnam. I know that. So he might.
Was he with the Jets? That's what I want to. Which one was he with? I can never remember the other gang's name. I know it's the Jets and the something. I can't remember the other one. Yeah. Rolling down the
how
street.
awesome- Speaking of like the Prohibition era, would have been badass to be like a rum runner, something awesome.
Oh, that's how. Oh yeah, that's how how NASCAR got started.
I know. Like,
Uh,
what was your
stock car
grandpa kid?
races.
He was a rum runner. You know.
I think-
Shit, yeah.
I think I do have a record of an ancestor getting arrested for that. Down like in the Virginia area, used to run
Lovely.
liquor. So, for my pets, I've had a lot of pets. I lived between my mom's house and going to visit my dad, and then living with my grandmother for a long time. My grandmother and aunt collected stray animals like they were Pokemon. I mean, it was just constant.
You gotta
So,
catch
like-
them all, man.
That's like all. I don't think they ever went out and got a cat. It always just like showed up, and it was always like this kind of half indoor, half outdoor cat. But I know when I was real little, I had a little parakeet as well, and The only reason I can really remember it is I have a picture of me with the parakeet, and he's sitting on my shoulder and he's chewing my earlobe. He would do that all the time. He'd reach up and like gently chew on my earlobe. So we had him for a little while when I was a kid. I don't really remember. I was young enough. I don't remember a whole lot. And the first pets I really remember were I had a dog at the first house I grew up in, but I don't really remember anything about him. And then we had 2 Great Danes. There was the one dog, Tiger, was very nice, and I think Ebony was the name of the other dog. She was very skittish because she came from a very abusive family before us. So you had to be like really careful around her because she had really high anxiety. Then I went and lived with I remember living with my grandparents, and we had a lot of golden retrievers. Bailey was like my first actual dog growing up. I did have a Shetland sheepdog before that, actually. I cannot remember. Bramble, I think, was its name. So then I had Bailey, which was the Great Dane, and my aunt had Charlie, who was his brother. And so I've had that. My dad and my stepmom had Newfoundlands, 2 Newfoundlands in a very small house in Hilliard. It was a nightmare. They were sweet dogs, but drool and hair on everything constantly. Then my wife and I have had two dogs that have passed away. We had one of them we had to put down because she bit the girls. She came from a pound in Columbus, and she was Audrey. She was a nice dog to us, but she was a little kind of like Jack Russell mix, and she bit the girls twice, and on the second one it was bad enough we were like, we have to put her down now. They were little babies.
That was Audrey Nubbins, by the way.
Audrey Nubbins. Oh, yeah, Audrey Nubbins. Yep. She had a little deformed
little ganky
arm.
leg, man.
Then we had Lily, which was she was a Rot Yellow Lab mix. She was a very sweet dog, but she was kind of skittish around the girls, too. She ended up dying of old age. And we have our dog Lucy now. She's like a mini kind of pit-looking dog. She's like a pit terrier mix, which I know a lot of people she's either pit or Rot. I can't remember. And I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about those breeds of dogs. It's literally the sweetest dog I've ever owned, ever. She's never been aggressive to anybody ever. She's terrified of everything. She will go and hide in a hole somewhere before she'll attack someone. Not a good guard dog, but a very sweet dog. And probably the one I'm most well known for is my cat, Jack. Black cat.
Fuck that cat.
He was named after Jack-o'-lantern. So he was Jack. Literally, that cat was the embodiment of Satan. He was awful. I mean, he would attack you constantly. He would bite you constantly. I remember some of Brittany's friends, or even just our friends, would come over, and he would trap them in the bathroom because he'd be waiting for them outside the door, and as soon as they opened the door to come out of the bathroom, he'd sprint in and start trying to like scratch them and like attack them. And I'm like, guys, he's a cat. Move him out of the way. You know what I mean? It's like he's a cat. Move him.
You're 20 times his size.
Seriously, don't let the. So, him and I must have been kindred souls because I was the only one he loved, and he was still a jerk to me. Like he would attack me and bite me and scratch me, but he would also come lay on my lap when I was like sitting watching TV, or he'd come lay on me all the time and like you could pet him for about 3 times, and then he would go right off on you. So you had to be very gentle, very careful.
Because of that cat, I pissed all over half of your bathroom. I go in there to pee, and it jumps over towards me. And I was like, yeesh! You know? I just went wild. So you probably Matt Drew's taking a crap in the bathroom. Now I'm like trying to wipe my piss off your walls and stuff, man.
He was a terrible cat. I do miss him though. He was
real
an awful
jokester,
cat.
that one.
Yeah. He loved terrorizing people. Just everybody that came into my house hated him.
I'd go to walk into Graham's living room, and the cat's like hiding on a chair, and so it reach its claws out through the back of the door. Shit.
Oh yeah, he was a fun cat. He was a good time.
I just learned to be mean right back. If he'd swat at me, I'd swat at him, and he'd take off. He's like, all right, big guy.
Well, and the thing was, I'll give him credit. He would not. A lot of times, he would not back down. Like if you would start to play with him or whatever, you piss him off. He would not back down from you at all. He would retreat for a minute and then he'd come back, and then he'd retreat for a minute and then he'd come back, and he was not willing to give up the fight. You had to like almost leave the room and lock him in another room to get him to stop, because he would just keep coming.
Now, if you were to have died in that cat's presence, he would have eaten you.
For sure, absolutely.
No doubt.
He would have been the first one in.
No doubt. Yep.
So
This is mine now. Just
which is, it's been culture shock because the two cats we have now, like I said, they were kittens from our neighbors. They gave them to us, and they are like, they're not the most like loving cats in the sense of wanting to lay with you and spend time with you, but you can scratch them just about anywhere, pet them just about anywhere, and they won't attack you at all. The only time they've ever really kind of tried to scratch is when you're playing with them and they're just playing. Well, I guess I will say we were brushing one of them one time, and I was trying to hold her still so my wife could brush her, and she flipped out and like bit the hell out of my hand and like scratched the hell out of my arm. So if like you put them in a position that they're scared, they'll get you. But other than that, they are super nice cats. I just don't know how to handle it. So I'm used to Satan living with me. So it's kind of like I'll walk up and I still have that reflex where I'll start petting them for a minute and they'll kind of move their head. And I'll be like, because that's how Jack was. You'd pet him, and then you get scratched. And he would go fast. So there are times now where I'll like be petting them and they'll move their arm to adjust or their head to like get a better, so you can scratch them better. And I'll still snap my hand back because it's like, that reflex is still there. Oh.
Look at this little lady right here.
So does she like bark a lot?
No.
That's nice.
She barks when something's outside. Other than that, she's actually a very quiet Chiweenie.
That's our dog Lucy. I've only ever heard her bark. She'll yip like once or twice when she wants to be let into the back door if she's been out too long. And my God, she is super loud when she sleeps. She snores like crazy, and she's constantly like fighting something in her dreams. So she's like, it's like, all right, calm down. We're trying to sleep here. So
I'm so gonna clip that.
That's fine. It's fine. It's out there for everybody. So
58 minutes. Got it. 58 minutes.
Speaking of 58 minutes, let's go ahead and move into our top 3 throwdown.
All right. Top 3 throwdown. Yeah, so that's
I like
mine.
it.
That was good. God.
That was good. I liked it.
Every week now. Every week.
I wanted to go a different route. You know, it'd been easy to been nitpicking at ourselves or something, but instead, not necessarily trying to riz ourselves up, but more of just show ourselves some self-love and self-appreciation. My top 3 are qualities that you like about yourself. And
this was very much a struggle for me. So it was hard to come up with 1, let alone 3.
I love myself. So.
We know. It's very clear. It's very clear.
I could be critical of myself, but there's things I could appreciate about myself. Yeah. So it was not a very difficult list for me to come up with.
Well,
but
congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm happy you have a little self-love in your life.
Oh yeah.
So
somebody's got to love me. But
that's right.
But so kicking this off, I don't have this in any order. There wouldn't be really an order for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
The first one I have here is that I feel like, at least for myself, that I may be very staunch in my personal opinions on things or what I think about things. However, I feel like I'm very good at being reflective and reevaluating, especially when new information comes in. Maybe not if there's a conversation or an argument going on with something, perhaps not in the moment, but I'll take time to reflect on what's been said, and then if I come away with thinking, oh yeah, no, I was in the wrong, or oh no, I don't have the right idea for this, I'll go back to that individual and be like, hey, I was being an idiot. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like this is so. I feel like that's something about myself that you know, I do that for, you know, kind of talking about goals and stuff. I do that for myself in certain things and certain thoughts that I have. I'll not like hyper overcritically be like, oh hey no, but I'll be like, you know, I'll think about this again because, you know, I could be totally wrong about this. So I feel like that is a quality of mine that that I like about myself, because I feel like far too often people are pretty set in their ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I know that may come off as feeling like I may be a little wishy-washy, but it's less than a wishy-washy.
No,
It's just
I don't think it comes off as wishy-washy at all. So
Well, I feel like some people may think that of me. And maybe that's just me overthinking what other people may think about that. It's like, wow, you had this opinion, but now you're coming away from... It's like, no, I'm confident and comfortable enough with myself to be like, no, I was being a stooge.
You're allowed to grow, damn it. You know.
yeah, I feel like
Let
most
me grow, damn you.
I feel like most mature people and rational people look at that fondly. They think that's a good trait. So
There's a key phrase: rational.
Yeah, no,
that's something we've lost, isn't it? Rationality.
Yep.
But I guess I'm going to kick it over to Drew.
All right. So I'm gonna say one of the things I like about me is I like my creativity. A huge fan of MacGyver. Most of my life. I don't know where I have it set at the moment, but I have one of his Swiss Army knives that he used from the show. It's not a prop. It's one of the models. They have literally a MacGyver page on the Swiss Army store. So I got one of the ones from there that I wanted. I think it was a Father's Day gift from my wife and kids. It was awesome. But I mean, you know, through, you know, work or sports or personal life, stupid camera gear, you know, I use, you know, my creative brain to problem solve, to come up with unique solutions, you know, to find a nice solution to, you know, get tired of editing kids out of the background of my stuff. I mean, if I feel like I'm in a nice cozy room, but really it's just 2-3 foot by 7 foot boards held together with a couple straps behind me.
Back. They don't need to.
Yeah, seriously, no one needs to know that, Drew.
Look,
You're in a
the whole-
super cool podcast specific office.
It all moves.
Yeah. It is a neat room that you've put together yourself.
You gotta talk to your
Yeah,
mom.
it's a custom podcast pod.
It is. I know, right? I'm gonna start selling these on Etsy. Just don't want to pull up a stupid green screen behind you.
There you go.
I mean, because for me it sets up in like less than 5 minutes. I'm in the house with them, setting them up. It's done in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is pretty ingenious.
It goes right back to the garage when I'm done. And
Yeah, it
a
is.
kid just ran right by and you never saw her. And there she
Yep.
is. She's right there.
Yep, that's
Okay,
super
here we go.
nice.
15 minutes. 5 minutes.
No,
15.
I need you to give me more.
Oh. My daughter needs internet
Here,
time.
one sec. I'm gonna go request.
Do you have to enable that? Is that what's going on?
Hell yeah! All my kids are under my governance.
That's right, under the thumb. Under
You want
the
more
thumb.
time on the internet? What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah, look at that. I just allowed for 15 more minutes for her to do something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Such gracious governance.
Yes.
I know.
He giveth and he taketh away.
You know, that's actually one of my favorite things. I have, like, the router app on here, and if a kid pisses me off, it's okay. Uh-huh. Boop. And then
yeah.
you're just like, you just wait for that 1 minute for the internet to, like, stop. You know, all the cache is gone. Dad, the internet's not. Oh, it's not. It's fine out here. Loser.
That's hilarious.
The other fun one. Any parent out there who's listening, hear me out. Get Roku. Forget any other app. Get Roku. Get the Roku app on your phone and just randomly pause, go to the home screen, just F with your kid. There is nothing more enjoyable than, Dad, the TV's broken. I guess you don't need it anymore then. Suckers.
Look, I can't help that it switched to football. I mean, I'm not in control of it. It's a malfunction. I'm sorry.
So yeah, for me,
TV gods
creativity.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good one for you.
Creative jokes just to mess with somebody.
Oh, yeah. that only you understand.
Yeah, why not?
Somebody's laughing. That's all that matters.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
I mean, Grim, you're in a job, right? You're in a job where you can hardly talk to your wife about half the crap that you do. So,
Oh, yeah, she doesn't understand what's going
you
on.
know, or they don't even care.
Or care.
Yeah,
I don't think
right.
it's a matter of understanding. I just don't think she cares, which I don't blame
Yeah.
her.
So, I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
she's
like,
got her own bag of shit to hold. She
I
doesn't
don't-
need yours.
I don't go there because I enjoy it, you know?
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I just get paid to know it. So
Yep. Anyways, there's me. Burns, over to you.
like Taylor's, mine aren't really in any order. So I would say, and I have to put kind of not barriers, but there's going to be some exceptions to the rule a little. I tend to think I'm a good listener. Now, I want to say, when I say I'm a good listener, I'm not saying I'm very empathetic or sympathetic. Those are two areas I struggle with. I have a very hard time empathizing with other people or sympathizing with other people. It's always been something I've had an issue with. But even outside of that, I feel like when somebody comes to me with a problem or they're trying to work through something in life, I tend to be a very good listener and listening to what they're saying, hearing them out, trying to get all sides of the story, and then try to return what I feel is good advice or good insight on the situation, or maybe an angle somebody wasn't looking at it that way before. Now, I've also noticed it can be very different between how the listening goes between men and women, and so like when you guys or my buddies come to me with an issue, it's very easy to listen, and then kind of interject ideas or solutions, or hey, this is what I think this might be, or maybe you're looking at it this way. And one thing I had to learn with my wife, and I think it's something all men should learn for their girlfriends, wives, or whatever, is a lot of times when it's listening to them, it's just listening. They're not looking for a solution. They're not looking for, an opinion back or an idea. They're just venting and getting it off their chest, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes people need that. So, because I used to frustrate my wife a lot by trying to come up with ideas or different viewpoints, and that's not what she wants to hear. And it took me a while to learn, like, okay, she wants me to just shut up, listen, and care about what she's saying. So luckily I've gotten better at that. I feel like you'd have to ask her for sure, but I feel like I've gotten better at that. So like I said, when I say I feel like I'm a good listener and I like that, it's not because I'm empathetic or sympathetic. It's just I feel like I can be a good sounding board a lot of times. So
I'd agree with that. I don't think I disagree, but
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. And we've had conversations even just within the last month or so that
oh yeah.
I would say it's less that, well, not less, but it's also that not only the sounding board, but you have a good way of just kind of cutting through like all the extraneous stuff to be like, hey,
Kind of get to the root
Here's-
of something.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go with that.
I don't know if it's this way for you, but I feel like when you can take such an outsider approach, because you're not loaded with all that baggage, it's kind of easy to root through that and be like, okay, well, you're talking about this, but I think it's this. I think this is really the issue here. In fact, I had to do it with Jared a little bit, just a couple weeks ago. He's been having some issues in his life a little bit, and I was kind of working with him through some stuff. So, but
Well, then I think also, especially with people that you have a bond, trust, and stuff,
Yeah.
you aren't afraid to express something that may be like, hey, cut the bullshit. Like,
yeah,
let's just, and I think that's an important thing to have there, especially when you're trying to have some sort of, hey, let's figure this stuff out kind of thing.
well, you and I were talking about this. I think part of it too that I have success with is I'm usually able to say it in a pointed way, but not in like a kind of a tempered pointed way. Of it's like where it's like, okay, I think that's BS. here's why. But it's not like, oh, you're an idiot, whatever, and like it's like, well, let me explain my side of it here and what I think. And I do it in such a way that it's usually received pretty well, if not right away, usually at a later date. So, but I would have to say that's one of the things I do like about myself.
I like it about you too.
Yeah, no,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Actually, good, because I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit because I feel somewhat similar, though yours is. I don't know if it's that I'm less tempered, but I know I have. How did one coworker years ago? She said that I have a very. It's not that she didn't use schizophrenic for it, but like I will say something that will cut really deep and not intending for it to be like malicious, but it's just like that's just me saying something, and then I'll just kind of go about my business and then be like everything's fine, and she's just like, I don't know how you do that. Like it's just, and it's like I'm not trying to be mean. It's just
yeah, you're very to the point. So,
which might be a bad thing. However, like
No.
to piggy.
Yeah,
well,
I don't think it is.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm a keen observer.
Oh yeah.
And while part of that's because I have to focus really hard to hear people, that I've tried to explain this to my mom, and also to people recently because I've had to work in an environment being around people more, is that like I'll hear something and sometimes, a lot of times, I don't hear the word, so, or like words in whatever the sentence is. So my brain will branch off into 4 different varieties, or however it is. It's like, okay, I have to focus on what this may have been said. And so I have to, if I'm just kind of loosely listening, if I'm focused, if I'm paying attention, using brain cells, all 8 of them at once, I really pay attention to hear it. But it causes, like I try to explain it, that it's like revving a little higher just to do something basic. But because of that, when it makes me more attuned to trying to like read somebody's body language. Not necessarily the words, but the tone of the voice, or just that sort of thing. And I've gotten really good at that. And part of that also might be because of my dad, because he was telling me about when he was in the hospital with some of the other nurses and stuff, of just kind of how, like, oh, I can tell that you used to do ballet or something just by the way that you walk and present yourself. It's just like, how did you know that, and stuff. And it's just, you get those
subtle hints, the subtle clues,
subtle hints that it's like there's a lot of expression that's presented that comes across between either the silences or just that words really don't have a good way of coming across. And it's just like something's up here. And coupled with that, when it's like I want to just be direct with you, I will just kind of cut and be like, no, what's up? Something's up. Like, and some people, I feel like, can be a little uncomfortable about that, because not a lot of people like to be seen.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I see it in my mind, Taylor. Right, you and me, and even Graham, we're smart guys. We're pretty level-headed. We're standing there with a chainsaw, and someone's on the other side of this bush, and they want me to beat around the bush with them for a while. I have a chainsaw. Of knowledge. I don't need to go around and around. We're just going to get rid of that bastard, and we're going to get right to the point, because I don't have the time to always put sugar on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want sugar, go to your mama. If you want truth, you come to us.
I try to be, right? It's that's the, I guess,
right? You don't have to be a jerk. It's all in the delivery.
Right. And that's something I have tried to work on, because I know I can come across as a jerk, and it's not even like I've tried to be at all. It's just, for whatever reason, I've just I'm really curt, and maybe that says something about my internal dialogue to myself. But
You might be on something there, yeah.
so,
That you don't really take any of your own BS. Which I've noticed you're not that kind of guy. So you don't even mess with your own internal BS. So why you're gonna mess with somebody else's? So,
I mean,
I thought it was part of your charm.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the second one for me. So
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So mine's broad. This one's a broad one about me, and I'm just gonna say my overarching personality. 90% of the time, I like to think I'm a bubbly, light individual.
Oh, for sure.
I really like to have a good time, especially at work, because I don't like my job all the time, and like, if you're just like, yeah, I'm here, it's going to be a long 8-9 hours. But if you're like, all right, man, let's just, oh, well, hell, this went to crap real fast, but let's see what we can do. I think customers appreciate when you show up with a good attitude. I think other people, when they see you having a good attitude, they have a good attitude, and you can make 8 hours fly by pretty quick. Good God, I am like getting blown up here. But outside of work, I mean, I just like to have fun. You can get work done, like personal stuff. You get a lot of stuff done. You can do homework. You could go shopping. You go to a park and just have a good time. Because why do you want to be just grumpy all the time? It sounds like so much energy. Just be that way. I just don't get it, man.
Well, a lot of it too, because I've known you for a very long time, as Taylor has too, is the way people perceive you in that sense of the fun, bubbly, having a good time. I feel like a lot of that is projected because of your self-confidence, and you're so assured of yourself. Not in a bad way, in a good way of Drew knows what he's about, he knows who he is, and he's not afraid to be that. And that's a very genuine thing that a lot of times you don't get from people. I always know when I'm talking to you, I'm getting your genuine opinion of something, or I'm getting the genuine Drew when I'm talking to you. And that draws people to you. I've seen it since I've known you. I've never seen somebody that can just go up and walk up to the most random woman and have a 10-minute conversation with her. He does it all the time. He did it all the time even when we were in school. Because I remember I was a very quiet, backwards kid, and you were prodding me into situations like that. Like, hey, we're going to go talk to these cute girls over here or whatever. And I'd go over and be the weird, quiet creep dude, and Drew's got him, like, hanging off every word for 10 minutes. And I'm just standing there like, what is going on? And I think so much of that is you don't go up and pretend to be somebody you're not. You go up and you are yourself. And people see that. They can feel that coming from you. And I think it gains immediate trust of you because you're just being upfront. You're not trying to hide anything. And I think that's why it's so easy for you just to go up and do that. And I think that's a great quality. I think that's why when that lady said, I don't know how you have any friends. It's like, I don't know who you are, because you should see him talk to people. It's insane. So I think we
talked about one of our first solo outings where we went to the movie and you were real quiet.
Yes.
And I was just like, this guy. The other one, man, I was going to get a haircut in Delaware. I thought one of the girls that worked there was like cute. So I was like, we're going to go get a haircut here, way out of the way, but we're going here. And we're driving. We're on a 36, 37. We just got off to the west side
exactly.
of the split.
It's right by St. Mary's Catholic Church.
There's this cute girl walking. Probably came out of that Catholic school.
I think there was like two of them in like the Catholic school uniforms walking down the street.
I'm in my 93 Ford Explorer, baby. And I'm like, Graham, say something to those girls. What do you mean say something? I was like, just say, hey, babe, or hey, what's going on? So I roll his window down for him, manual windows. Anybody remember that kind of crap? So, and Graham, I don't remember what he said, but he actually said something. And it wasn't like, it was,
oh yeah, like, kind of like giggled and waved.
Yes. And it's like, see, Graham, that's all you got to do, man. Just throw it out there.
It's that confidence. It's that confidence of whatever, which I never had. So, I can talk to people. I don't have an issue going and talking to anybody now, but I don't have that level of confidence still.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
confident authenticity.
What's the worst that's gonna happen? They're gonna hate me, and it's like, all right, didn't see you before until this day. I'll never see you again.
Right.
So, I will say, now when I'm doing my sales stuff, I'm not always the most authentic. But if you're catching me just like outside of work, I feel like I might not have that confidence. But I think I tend to come off as a very authentic person outside of work.
Can you imagine him being a used car salesman now? Oh, this is a great product. You're going to love this product. What a piece of shit.
No.
You're going to love it. It's going to save you so much money. Oh, we're going to be here so many times for warranty repairs.
So it's not even that. There's a lot of times that I'm just not a very social person when I like small talk person like that. So I do feel like I have to put the effort in and kind of put a front on when I'm meeting a client to make that small talk and act like I want to be there and I want to, because I have zero desire to be there with you. Trust me, I don't want to be doing this with you. So I kind of have to fake that. But I think outside of that, I'm a pretty genuine guy.
So you think I wake up and think about card readers? No.
F
a card reader.
So, except for, oh my God, I have to go worry about card readers again today.
I'll say I took a shot out of left field the other day. I'm like, end of fiscal year's coming up. I feel like we've all worked really hard this year. We had a banner year. I mean, it was a great year for us as a company. So I sent out to my boss, my boss's boss, the sales manager. I'm like, business discussion, this date. Golf course to be determined. Who's in? Every one of them are in. They want me to invite more people, and I'm like, yes, yes. But I mean, really though, it's really good to get out there, especially with people you work with. You're in the trenches with them, and just. But yeah, I mean, I just threw that one out just to see what would happen, and sure enough, man, we're all in. So, getting paid to golf. Yes.
No, but to your original point, I would definitely agree. I think it's a huge asset you have, and probably one of your best qualities.
So, thanks, buddy.
Definitely agree with that because Graham and I are pretty similar in certain ways, and I know I can certainly be a curmudgeon, but I slid pretty hard back into it. But I think I was mentioning it to Graham the other day. If not, I'll mention it here now. It's like ever since I've really reconnected with you guys and stuff, I've progressively slid back into the person I used to be, whether that's good or
well, I mean, I think it's a good thing. So
it's more of like, okay, you're this old now versus
I get it.
20 years ago. Are you really? But it's and part of that is definitely because of how your qualities and just like saying that confidence, authenticity. That's not just some people would be like, well, you just say how it is, but then they're just kind of being an asshole.
Yeah,
that's not you at all. So it's.
Well, I mean, I can be if sometimes I enjoy doing it, but I mean that's a different circumstance.
But you being an asshole is still an authentic thing for you. Like you're actually mad and going to be an ass at that point.
Right, so, not just like barreling in and just
doing it to do it. Yeah.
If anybody's met my father, they know it's an honest quality that was passed directly down.
Yes, 100%.
From that lineage. Yeah.
100%. It's a Savco trait. It's enmeshed in the DNA. So.
All right, who's up? Graham, let's have it. Number 2.
Yeah. So, my second one, I would say, like I said, not in order. Kind of tied into Taylor's a little bit. His first one, I tend to have a pretty easy time doing self-reflection and acknowledging my faults and being willing to discuss and admit them. For a long time, I've always tried to keep my emotions to myself. I feel like I'm getting better a little bit about sharing those. I still struggle. So I have a hard time kind of doing outwardly, but I feel like I'm pretty good at not being afraid to take myself to task a little bit on something. of like acknowledging and not hiding that, or trying to lie to myself that I'm not this, or no, I'm not that. I feel like I'm pretty good about being like, okay, no, that is a fault you have. That is something you need to work on. And just kind of constantly evaluating it and digging into kind of my own psyche of why that might be, or what's causing that, or where is that coming from. What's a good way to fix that? So it's kind of hard to quantify a little, but I do appreciate that about myself, that I'm not afraid to do that. So I feel like some people are afraid to kind of acknowledge who they are on a deep level, and I think it's a very healthy thing to be able to do. And you can't. I used to always joke about this. Just look how humble I am. So I'm so humble, you know. So.
It's less that, but it's like the internal regulation of yourself,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and not having that ego or whatever to stop yourself from doing that. So, like I said, I'm not the best at it outwardly because I don't like to discuss my emotions with people. I think it's kind of a guy thing in general. So, but yeah, I would have to say that's probably my second one.
But your demeanor coupled with that makes it a lot more approachable, where I think we kind of have a similar, we can internally regulate and stuff, where my
Yeah.
demeanor kind of comes off maybe a little bit more prickly, like, but well, I'm saying, like, for yourself, I think even though you're doing that and you're working on being more expressive
Yeah.
and that it still comes across well.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So, whereas it can, even if you feel like you're still working on it.
Well, and I think it's something you're going to be working on. Really, should working on forever. I don't think it's something you should ever stop working on. You can always improve somewhere. So,
Oh, absolutely.
but all right, Taylor.
But no, yeah, I was about to say I think that's good, and it's also good because I know there's been other random conversations where you've had that I've expressed things like with my dad or whatnot, and you're like, he needs to work on being a little bit more willing to kind of express himself
Yeah.
and stuff, and I appreciate that about yourself. So. All right, my last one here is and this is something that somebody had told me that I less that I would see it about myself, but as I've gotten older, I was like, yeah, okay, is that I can be really, really helpful. I will bend over backwards for people. I will move heaven and earth.
Yeah.
However, when I feel that I'm being taken advantage of, I'll let off the gas. I'd be like, okay, I've done this all, I've done all that I can for you. I need you to be independent from me, so we can work on making this an interdependent sort of relationship.
You're not afraid to set boundaries.
Right. And part of that because I can be a bit prickly, I can be a bit abrasive, I can kind of just be like,
Yeah.
I will, right? Well, what in a way to try to like soften that is I'll just either make myself less available, not necessarily just like disappear off the face of the planet kind of thing, but I'll be like, I can't do that right now. Like, or, I won't, that's just not something. Or I'll just kind of I'll just be like, oh, how's it going? Okay, cool. You doing good? All right, I'll catch you later. Like, but just having that discernment of, okay, like this is not going too well. There's certainly times where I know that I'll be a lot more willing to try to help, either that by like lending my one good ear, or by usually it's I'm much more willing to listen to somebody on something, but if it's more of like, hey, I need you to do this or do that or whatever, I'm very quick to be like, okay, what is this about? And then just be like, okay, I may help a little bit, but at some point I need you to be I need you to be able to help yourself. 'Cause,
Yeah, being
like,
an adult at that point.
right,
So,
precisely. Like, and not, of course, if somebody is ailing from something, or that's a bit different. But
Well,
this
yeah.
is, right. In all facets of normalcy, we'll say.
Yes.
Just that sort of thing. So, but yeah. But problem is that I also have a bad knack for not really. If I need help, I will be like, well, I'll just do it myself. So that's something I work on. But it's that. But I guess that's building from being independent to being willing and okay with. All right, yeah. Please help me.
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I've gotten a bit better about that as I've gotten older. But
Yeah, and I think there's a big difference between this idea of being independent and being able to solve everything on your own and knowing that you can stand on your own 2 feet when you have to, but be willing to accept help when it's offered. And kind of let somebody else pick up the slack as well. So I think, one doesn't, I think you need to have a mixture of both there. So
yeah, I blame my parents.
Have you
As
ever?
we all do.
I think we all do.
You guys ever called in a favor and the person's like, "Oh no, I can't." It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, man, I've had a couple down here, and it's like, I'll be straight honest, because there's a couple I'll be like, all right, just duly noted. Hey, can you help me? No, I'm busy. Hey, can you help me? No, I'm busy. And it's eventually, you ain't got no time. It's like, well, remember, I did these 3 things for you, and I called on one favor, and you said no to me like 5 times. You're off the list, buddy. Like,
Yeah, Mr. Johnny.
but I'm straight honest with it too. It's like, you're off the list. You don't get nothing. So
I will have to admit, I haven't had too many experiences with that. Part of it is because I don't ask for help a lot, but I feel like I'm pretty selective in who I ask for help. It's going to be the people I know that are going to have my back, and I don't really have too many issues with it, luckily. So, what are you laughing about? I don't like the laughing going on here.
nothing, man. It's just great. I just love everything. Love it all.
That's fair. Well, that's
I don't like that.
That's something been working on myself, right? And I know I've reached out to you, Graham, to help me unpack some things, and then just kind of in general. And I definitely know that that's from like growing up, being wild child on my own a lot.
Yeah, you're going out trying to shank MRFers, man. Like,
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a different thing. That's just me being psycho. That's me being a little crazy kid. But
you know what? Maybe your dog being ran over is part of where all this comes from.
Did you hit your
We're-
head when you were a child?
We're starting to unpack some stuff here.
plenty
Let's-
of things. Plenty of things. Like I remember rolling down the flight of stairs and blasting into the door.
That's a sign
I mean-
of serial killers right there. That's a trait of serial killers. Is
Head
head
trauma
trauma as a child.
Taylor, when you get into your car and you're like, I'm not wearing my seatbelt today, and you just ding, 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 ding. I bet it doesn't bother you at all, does it?
Actually, you know what? I am I like wearing my seatbelt. Part of that might be
'Cause it's
instilled
safe.
from. Well, part of that might be instilled from my dad, because like his best friend had died when they were in high school.
Oh, see, now I feel like I crossed a line, damn it.
In an accident. Well, but like he instilled into me like, hey, no drinking and driving, or I will kill you myself. Kind
That's-
of behavior.
My grandpa
Kind
was
words.
that way.
That's kind words.
He was in a car accident when he was younger that killed his buddy, and there was like the metal pole from a stop sign or something slammed into the back seat, literally right next to him.
This got
And
dark fast.
He would be all over my ass about driving too fast and being like driving
Not wearing a
recklessly.
seatbelt and stuff.
Well, I
Oh,
always
it's-
wore a seatbelt, but he
Well,
would hammer on me about stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah,
So-
I've never been one. When I was younger, I certainly would be like, hey, I need to get up to Detroit for the Japanese consulate. I'm going to be gone in 90 to 100. Nobody needs to know about that.
I've done it. I've done it before.
You just need to feel a little bit of that speed. But
I did that in a Prius. That's hardcore.
Yeah, it is. You were pushing that thing.
just die in there.
I truly couldn't believe that car went 100 miles an hour, but it did.
Yeah, I think
On
that
a closed
it
track.
was a PT Cruiser that I did that in. That thing was rattling, shaking, and begging to be like, please stop. Like, you are killing me.
Killing it.
Did it have flames on it? That's a sweet ride right there.
No, that was the one that the driver front tire came off while I was driving on 23 passing Marion.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was exciting. And watching the tire fly over there as I'm forcing it onto the shoulder and everything. I'm like, please God, do not nobody hit that tire. Nobody has it going through the median and stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
right.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Yeah, I called my mom and I was like, good news, bad news. Bad news, tire flew off. Oh my God! Good news is I'm okay, Mom. I'm okay.
Didn't hit anybody else. So
Yeah, and everybody is physically fine. I'm not dead. The end. You can hear me through the phone, not through a seance. But okay, enough of that. Drew, on to you.
My
for the
number
last
3.
one.
Okay. Well, this one might seem a little off for me because I still have the mouth of the truck driver. But I'm gonna say that my religious foundation, which grows more and more, has really helped me with a lot of things. I feel like I'm a horrible Christian most of the time. I don't pray enough. I go to church every week, every weekend or week, whatever. I do extra little events. I don't volunteer a lot because when my wife volunteers, someone's got to take care of the kids. And quite frankly, I like going with my wife. So the week she's not singing or something, I just want to sit with her. So I feel bad about that, but it's helped me with a lot of decision making. People say I'm going to pray on it, and I think that's stupid. And then you really sit down and you pray on it, and it calms you down to where I could logically think about it and try to hear that little voice, and just try to do a smarter decision. So it's just helped me. It's a slow, progressive thing, but I continue to try to get better at it.
yeah, personally, I don't think it's one of those. It's always going to be a lifelong thing that you're getting better at. So I've known. We all know a couple extremely devout Christians who still struggle with stuff all the time. It's just par for the course. I think that's part of it. And to me, you sound like a pretty average Christian to me. I don't think you don't really sound like a bad Christian. I mean,
I
bad
called
Christian
myself
is
The bad Christian
right
would be the ones who
phrase-
think they know everything. And
The
yes,
right
that's
phrase, I call myself a crisis Christian. Like, it's like when something's going wrong, it's like, oh, Jesus, right? And I really try to take those moments where I sit there and reflect. I have a good job. I have 3 healthy kids. I have a lovely wife who treats me good. I have all these wonderful things, roof over my head. I'm not rich, but, if something happened, I could pay for stuff. So I try to be grateful because, I know with my dumb ass, it's not me that's, allotted me circumstances in my life. It's, I'm definitely getting help because I'm just a big idiot. So
we all need it. So
yep. Just like Taylor said, right? That tire's going across the street, and you're thinking about you, but you're also right. You're thinking, I don't want to hurt anybody else. And you're like, please God, and like, how does that tire get through there? Like, when I pull a ball to the left, I'm like, God, let it get through the tree. That's a full tree. That ball got right through. It's like, Lord, you're awesome, man.
yeah.
Woo!
I think you used a really good word for it, though, is being grateful.
For sure.
Yes.
And just
Right.
and grateful, but also recognizing that it's not just you, and then what there is of you that to work on, and to not just be like, okay, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. I mean, you can still think that, but you'd be like, I could still get better.
There's times I just want him to reach down and slap me with something, Just, I feel like I need it sometimes. Just big oaf right here. Big dummy.
And that's why we love you, Drew.
You're the big dumb oaf.
Oh yeah, I'm called Shrek by a certain.
Yeah,
select
I was
few.
about to say you're the Shrek of the group for sure.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I think I'm the donkey. So
I was in Walmart and they had a Shrek T-shirt that looked like his thing, and I'm holding it up. I had some random Shrek. I was like, "Hey, can you take a picture of this?" Seriously, I was like, "Yeah, I gotta send this to somebody."
that's funny. I would say my third one is kind of a double-edged sword. I tend to be very rational and logic in my thinking. I tend to keep a pretty even keel, like you said earlier. I don't really get emotional about things, which I think is very good in a lot of circumstances. I feel like emotion just adds a whole lot of variables to decision making or handling of situations that doesn't really need to be there. I think that's also why it makes me a better listener, because I'm kind of logically thinking through things and trying to put the puzzle together. And I say it's a double-edged sword because I've blocked off a lot of the emotional part of that, and I don't think that's really healthy either. I think it's got to be a mixture of both. You got to have that logical thinking, but there also are times in your life where you kind of have to let emotional thinking come in the sense of empathy and sympathy, and that's very emotion driven. And it's one of the reasons I struggle with it so much is on a logical level, I can understand where you're at and what you're doing. I cannot, on an emotional level, kind of meet you there, though. So, like, we can talk about the issue, and I can examine it logically and try to work through it. But if you're wanting me to reciprocate an emotion you're feeling with it, I cannot do that. I have a very hard time with that. So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. I do like that, and a lot of it comes from that just the rational thinking in the sense of keeping my cool. I don't let my emotions run high during a lot of situations. I think it's a good balancing act for people that do tend to do that. You can kind of temper them a little bit, and they can kind of maybe incite some more emotion in you when it's needed. I think it's good both ways. But I do enjoy that about myself, that I'm pretty logical and even-keeled, and I don't get real worked up about stuff. And I take things very well, I would say. It's what got me through high school. People giving me a hard time or teasing me or whatever, and I just never let it get to me because I wouldn't get emotional
me, and I
about
might have
it.
kicked their ass.
You were half
Say
of
that
it,
again.
Drew.
I didn't catch that.
I did mine out of love. Mine was out of love.
Yeah, out of love.
Tough love. That's what I think that's what they call
it's
that.
tough love.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of situations just by taking the emotion out, you can handle it better. But that's not always the case. So I would have to say that's my third one, with the caveat of I need to be better about being able to be emotional occasionally as well.
It may be double-edged, but in the same hand, I think having that even keel also helps keep you insulated from a lot of manipulation.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
So I think that's something that if you skew too heavy with emotional thinking, I think it's very easy to be manipulated into, okay, well, we're going to guide you into these sort of emotions and stuff and try to make you feel good. And it's kind of, like Drew said, no, we're just going to chop the bush down and be like, nah, we're going to...
Well, piggybacking on what we talked about last week a little bit, in the sense of like where our country's at, everything right now is so emotionally charged. All anybody is doing is operating off of their emotions and how they feel about a situation. It's like, that's not... I don't think that's a great way to operate. I mean, you can have your feelings, but you have to temper those and logically work through an issue as well, because emotions are not going to get us everywhere, unfortunately. So, but everything is so so emotionally charged right now. It's just how I feel about this, or how this makes me feel, and it's like, okay, that's not going to work though. So
it's conflating emotive or intuition with critical thinking.
For sure, absolutely.
And it's that they are not the same thing, and it's not to say it's necessarily better or worse for one or the other. However, everything has its place, and it's when you skew one way too much or one way the other. If you're too much of a like hyper logical thinking and whatnot, you kind of become an old fuddy-duddy. And to borrow from history, you can look at the Spartans and Lacedaemonians, who were so entrenched in how they were by the time that the Romans invaded Greece. They were nothing. They're like, these were the Lacedaemonians? There's like 5 of them. They're all farmers. Like, what happened to you guys? So,
Love it. And I love you guys.
I love you guys too.
I love you guys.
Turn into a fucking love fest in here.
Yeah. Kumbaya,
Oh, you know you love it, Graham.
Lord.
Come on.
We just talked about how this is an area I struggle in, and you're immediately dropping me into this. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Appreciate
Grow. It's time to grow.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
grow. Okay.
Bro, damn it.
Or be like Heimlich and turn into a beautiful butterfly.
Heimlich?
It's that from the caterpillar from Bug's Life.
I don't know.
The
Yes.
big fat. I don't.
Oh, look, guys, I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Butterfly.
Did you see the guy that did that on America's Got Talent? The comedian that did
No.
that? Oh
Absolutely.
my
funny,
god,
though.
it was ridiculous. It was hilarious, hilariously
Oh, yeah?
stupid. Yeah.
Nice.
Simon
Sometimes
Cowell
you gotta mix
looked
and
like he
mix
wanted to
a
shoot
little bit of
himself.
silliness.
So, all right. Well,
Well,
to wrap
his
this up,
t-shirts are horrible, so...
you're
and
not
his
wrong.
haircut.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The dude is loaded, though. I mean,
He is
gotta give him
loaded.
that, I guess. So,
Bastard.
all right. To wrap things up, I want to plug a couple things we got coming up. Next episode, which should be episode 12. This is 11. My bad. Episode 12. We're going to have our good friend Nick on as a guest speaker. We're going to be going over his topics. I've known Nick for 15 years, something now like that. It's been a long time. And you guys have known him probably for 2 years now, I would say.
Something
He's
like
in
that,
our
Yep.
tabletop RPG group.
Yeah.
So
We're the cool kids.
he's a great guy, very insightful guy, very smart guy. One of our very consistent listeners. He says he was actually one of our first listeners. We sent him some of the demo stuff for him to kind of check out before we released. So we're real excited to have him on. We're going to discuss his topics and stuff and kind of let him run the subjects, and I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a very fun show. So that will be our next episode, episode 12. And then for a Life Around 40 podcast first, I guess the guest is a first as well. I shouldn't just say this is
Way
the only first.
to diminish him right there.
Right away, right off the bat.
Had him, and then you brought him down.
Right. Hey, I giveth and I taketh away. All right. This October 28th, because I'm such a big Halloween fan, we are going to do our first live stream. We're going to do a Halloween live stream. I think we're going to kind of keep it like spooky topics and kind of holiday related. We're not going to get into super deep discussions. It's just going to be more fun. So Drew is requiring us to dress in costume, so that should be very interesting.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's requiring? Yeah.
Just because you jumped on the bandwagon doesn't mean he didn't require. Okay, that changes
less
nothing.
that and more of like it shouldn't be a requirement. It should
Yeah.
just be a thing we do.
Okay,
Let's get into the spirit.
I love Halloween. I love everything about Halloween. Not the biggest guy to dress up.
Just
Not a big-
wait till
not a big
Christmas
fan
and I
of
make
dressing
you
up.
dress up like an elf.
Oh, great! That'll
Yeah.
I
be
get to
awesome.
be Santa. I call it. I'll dress up as Santa.
Is it because you can grow a beard, you asshole?
Well, that because I'm also chunky. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on!
You just called shotgun on Santa.
I called the shotgun on Santa.
So what am I, Prancer?
You could sit on my lap,
There you
Drew.
go. Yeah, you can be Mrs. Claus, Drew.
Done and done. I don't want to offend anybody out there, though.
Not in this environment. You'll be accepted, so it'll be fine. So yeah, be sure to check out our live stream on October 28th. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to keep it pretty casual, so you'll see more of that on social media with links to it, so you guys can join and throw stuff in the chat and maybe have a good time. Speaking of, you please like, subscribe, and share the episode if you enjoyed this. You can find us on all podcast platforms, so your Spotify, your Apple Music, all of those. And follow us on social media at LifeAround40Pod on Instagram, X/Twitter. I hate that it's called X. And also our Facebook page, which is not at that handle, I don't think. I'll have to double check that. I'm not sure. So, well, we appreciate everybody.
I'll start putting them all at the bottom of the screens. How about that?
I would love that. I would love that. And
we're gonna do
now
that.
that you now that you have what is it? Now that you have access to the YouTube channel, I get in there and just chop the hell out of them too.
That way you can just start to shut the hell up at the end of this, you know?
I agree.
Links down
trust
below,
me.
guys.
Yeah, check out the links
Taylor,
below.
point to your left. Go left.
I left?
Yeah, they're gonna be over there. Woo!
Okay. Perfect. Something to look forward to. So, all right, guys. I think it's time to get out of here. So,
It's getting weird.
yeah, it started weird and it's just gone downhill. So, Taylor started it off laughing so hard that we could barely start the episode. So,
Hey, now.
all right, guys. Let's get out of here.
Man.
All right.
All right, catch you on the
See
next
you
one.
guys.
Hey, welcome to the show. With 340 something's ready to go. Success in our 40s, it's not a straight line. It's balance and laughter with a good glass of wine. We measure up moments, not just dollar signs. Finding joy in the journey and feeling just fine. Chasing tomorrow with dreams still alive. We're living loud, we're living free. Podcast voices in harmony. 40 and flying, come along with me. Cheers to the best years yet to be. Remember our childhood pets, tails wagging free. Rover, Whiskers, Polly squawking with glee. We learned love and loss from a dog, cat, and bird. Shared stories on air, every laugh and every word. Those memories still shape our melody. We're living loud, we're living free. Podcast voices in harmony. 40 and flying, come along with me. Cheers to the best years yet to be. Love my laugh that lights up the room. I love my mind chasing every new tune. I love my heart for the kindness it shows. We love being us wherever we go.